Now to Louisiana Speaks for this week, where we get a sneak peek at the new Economic Innovation Center. It's a branch of Louisiana Economic Development aimed at luring new business to the state. Karen LeBlanc sat down with Secretary Susan Bourgeois to talk about Louisiana's $62 billion boom in 2025.
2025 is turning out to be a banner year for economic development in Louisiana. So far, $61 billion in business investment and counting. Joining me now is Secretary of Louisiana Economic Development, Susan Bourgeois, to talk about all of these projects and what the future holds. First of all, thank you for joining me. We are here in the new Innovation Center, which is under construction, which is the future home of Louisiana Innovation, which is a new arm of Louisiana Economic Development. Let's start with that.
Great. Well, thank you for having me. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk about this. And we love that we're in the building to start the conversation. We attract businesses, we grow businesses, and now we have a new heightened focus on building businesses here, particularly through innovation and technology. And that's the point of the effort at the department. And it's also the point of using this building as a showcase and a showpiece to do that.
So this focus on innovation and tech-focused companies, is that part of an overall new strategic plan that's been implemented? Tell me about that.
Our department had not had a strategic plan done for economic development, not just for our department, but really for Louisiana, in over 16 years. So we got about very quickly the intentionality of creating a new plan. That was adopted about 6 weeks ago now. So really taking that innovation overlay onto all of the sectors instead of identifying it and calling it out as a single sector is what the plan has put in place. But the plan identifies the 7 sectors Louisiana really has an expertise in.
What are those 7 focus areas?
The first sector, and these words matter, is called energy and process industries. And you know, 20 years ago, we would have called that petrochem, right? That's what we knew as the oil and gas industry and the chemical processing industry. And it's not just about refining. It's not just about producing. Ironically, it can also be about generating, right? And it can be about Louisiana potentially becoming an exporter of grid energy, right? Not to mention liquefied natural gas and you know, traditional petro kinds of processes. So energy and process industries, number 1 sector. Number 2, again, not surprising in Louisiana, is agriculture and agribusiness, right? All the things that come from our fertile land and how we monetize that and how that has an economic impact, not just for the state, but frankly, the world. Number 3 is logistics. Think distribution, think ports, think the fact that, you know, we have the mouth of the Mississippi River, and the Mississippi River touches 32 states and 2 provinces, right? There's no denying Louisiana's position as it relates to distribution and logistics. Number 4 is aerospace and defense. We're making parts for SpaceX. You know, that's a real thing that's happening in Louisiana. And the opportunity in that space, and then the opportunity in future defense work, particularly unmanned kind of defense work. Louisiana's got tremendous opportunity there because of our history and expertise. Number 5 is, this surprises a lot of people, but professional services, right? And that's not lawyers and insurance agents, although we love our lawyers and insurance agents, right? It's about engineers. And it's about the fact that Baton Rouge, interestingly enough, is home to 7 of the 10 largest industrial contracting firms in the country. Number 6 is technology. You know, many years ago, we instituted a tax incentive that actually really promoted digital media and promoted coding and that kind of work happening here. Again, those were in no particular order, is life sciences, and not just the innovation and the research that is done in that space.
We started our interview mentioning that to date, $61 billion in economic development projects, business investment in the state of Louisiana. Can you hit the highlights of what we've got here coming to the state?
Yeah, so of that 61, almost 62 billion, you know, I like to round up, 62 billion is represented by 3 really large ones. The first one we announced was Meta, and the fact that Meta is going to build their largest AI data center in the world in North Louisiana. So just the elements of what that represents. Meta, the global presence, credibility, knowledge, and impact of a company like Meta, selecting Louisiana for their largest investment. And then our second really big one from a new industry perspective is what Hyundai is bringing here to South Louisiana along the river in Ascension Parish, making steel, but making steel in a way that it's not done anywhere else in this country. It is a very clean technology. Two of our other big ones were both in the liquefied natural gas space, right? It was Venture Global doing an $18 billion expansion at their existing facility in Plaquemines Parish, and then just on the heels of that, about 6 weeks later, Woodside Energy, an Australian-based company, announced an almost $18 billion investment in Lake Charles, the largest foreign direct investment in Louisiana ever, the largest greenfield, which means from the ground up project in Louisiana ever, in Lake Charles.
Susan Bourgeois, Secretary, Louisiana Economic Development, thank you for joining us and sharing with the state a progress report.
Yeah.
I will say A+++.
Well, thank you.
For all the projects and more to come.
Thank you.